awesome SCA parents. So today we're going to learn how to make a straight teased ponytail. It's a high ponytail. It is not a ponytail down here or down here. It's a high ponytail. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure, you're going to have 4 fingers, and this is where your ponytail needs to be, okay? So we're going to go ahead and make that. And what I'd like to use is I like to usually straighten her hair prior to doing this. That way you will have your straight hair at the end instead of straightening it whenever you make her ponytail. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make her a high ponytail. And so we make sure that it is a high ponytail. And you can just use whatever brush your daughter feels comfortable with. You don't have to use, the brushes that I'm using, but whatever works for your daughter's hair is the best item to use. And so just make sure that you have 4 fingers, and that's your high ponytail, okay? Spray the hair prior to actually placing anything on the hair. That way it's in place, you put some gel, and the hair does not move. And you can use any hair products for this spray as well. Once I sprayed, I go ahead and use the gel. You can use any gel, whatever works for your daughter's hair will be fine. I like to use this one because it works really well and it sticks really good. Once you've sprayed the hair, you just go ahead and brush it through, and you will not have any hairs. This is the brush I use, and it works really well with her hair. And if you do have any sticking hairs, you can always go back with your gel and just place the little dab on your hands, and just go ahead and dab the hair, and it'll be it'll work really well. Two ponytail holders, as well as the ponytail holder that's in the actual bow. That way it secures the hair and you don't have to worry about it falling, okay? A little bit more gel and just secure those hairs. And just 4 fingers, and that's a high ponytail. Okay, so as you will see, it's a high ponytail, okay? So we don't need the ponytail here or back here. It needs to be a high ponytail. Once you've used your second ponytail holder, then you can go ahead and start placing the bowl. And you can use her assistance. So you want to hold it for me? Yes. So it can be in place. And we can always go in. What you're going to do first is you're just going to grab just a little bit of the hair. And so you can start teasing. I'm going to use some really good hairspray. You spray just a little bit in the back, a little bit in the front, and you just start teasing. And the same thing, you tease and you tease, and you use whatever, a teasing comb or whatever brush you would like to use, whatever actually works good for your daughter's hair. And I'm going to do this for a couple of seconds in every strand. That way it could stay back and high. For those of you that have very little hair, or you think that it's just not going to work, the teasing, What we're gonna do is we're gonna have you go ahead and pin those next two strands. And so you just get a strand from the back on the side. It's just one little strand, and this is the strand that we're gonna secure, so that way it has a little poof and it's bigger, okay? Make sure you grab, when you do grab one section, you do the middle section prior to doing the sides. And that way when you start doing putting it together, you don't just find one strand, it all comes together, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and use bobby pins for the back portion of it, just so that you can have that pooch, okay? And we can always take this off at the end once we start spraying it so it can stay in place, but just so that you can make sure you have it. You can keep it. If you want to go ahead and make sure that the hair is secured, you can go ahead and keep it and make sure that you have that high poof for it. So you just continue to grab the strands and you grab just a small strand of hair, and you're going to use that 3 times, okay? So we're going to make sure we do 3 sections. Once I spray it, it'll stick together. Just continue to do the same thing. Okay, the end it should not be teased at all. The end's going to continue to be straight. Don't be afraid to tease. And if you think you have not teased enough, just go back and do it. It's not a big deal, okay? the last strand, you're just going to do a little poof, okay? Not too much. This way it'll be able to just line up. Don't be afraid to spray, okay? So you can always go back and spray, so don't be afraid to spray. So after you've completed the poofiness, you can always just spray the back of it if you like. And so you're going to have to play with that to just make sure that it's centered to have enough poof. And so this is it. And another tip, you can always go ahead and sit against the wall and just go ahead and put your hair up for a couple of seconds. That'll help as well keep the poof up. Or you can always pin it at the back at the very bottom to just help secure it and keep the poof. But once you spray all of it, just make sure that you go behind the back of it and make sure that it's centered and that all the poof is covered, okay? So make sure you keep a strand at the back and make sure it's covered, and that's the way it is.